Hey guys, it's your girl Jocelyn. Thanks for tuning in. While you're at it, please subscribe, hit the notification, and feel free to like and comment to tell me what you think. Thank you. Today I'm making this video about relationships. I feel it's important. First of all, I just want to say, nothing is wrong with being in a relationship. A relationship is a beautiful thing, especially between the two. If they just truly show compassion and love for one another, respect one another, and just spark each other's flame and make each other happy. And of course, everyone go through things. Every relationship got their ups and downs, but some people tend to think that ups and downs are the same actions as arguing and fighting, and it isn't. Ups and downs is where you two may agree to disagree on something, but because you don't agree on the same thing, you could just talk out those problems and just drop it right then and there, and just not let that certain negative problem get in the way of true happiness. Or if the two need a break and just need some time alone and spend time with themselves, they don't mind to take that space, because it actually makes them misses each other. It makes them even more stronger and healthier to get through their issues. Versus I know a lot of the times my past experience, I know all of mine, I can't speak for anyone else. This just for those who can resonate with me. I know that a lot of my ups and downs consist of arguments and fights. So if we didn't agree on something, it become a disrespectful moment where it becomes name calling, and then someone gets hurt, which is usually the woman. So I know my first experience of abuse in my relationship was when I was 19. And although he was a good guy, he really was a good guy. There's nothing he wouldn't do for me. There was nothing that I wouldn't do for him. We were young, we were happy, we were in love, and that was the beauty of it. But because he struggled a lot through his childhood and teenage life, and we were just transitioning into young adults, and he just never really had a girlfriend from the life that he lived, and he was just getting out on his own freedom. I seen the good in him, and I just wanted to help him, so we got together, and I made him happy. I helped build him up, and he also helped build me up, and we were happy. And although we didn't have fights all the time, but when we would have an argument where he didn't like something I said, or he didn't like something that I did, or he just didn't agree with something that I didn't agree with, will make him so angry and quick-tempered to where he put a loaded gun up to my head. And although he didn't do this all the time, but I let it escalate to about 3 times. One time, a relative of mine was there, and she actually tried to fight him, and I was like, no, I didn't want her to get hurt. I didn't want anyone to get hurt. And I just kind of quiet the moment down, asked her, don't ever do that again, because I couldn't live with myself if something happened to her. And then also, that last time, he locked me in a house or in the apartment, and by the grace of God, my neighbors start knocking at the door, and I had to yell through the door that he wouldn't let me out, because when I did try to run out, he actually ran out the bathroom and pointed it at me and walked me back to the couch. And so I had to put my 2 children aside, cover them up, and just stand there and take the gun pointed at me. And so So when she knocked on the door, I got to yell it and yell my mother's number, while of course she was yelling at him, telling him he was wrong. And my mother, you know, my brother came over and, you know, handled that situation, and it never happened again. But although, you know, I let him cry back to me and say, you know, I would never shoot you. I only did it because you made me mad. Why would I ever kill you? I love you. And, you know, at this point, if you're creating, you know, that makes it even harder, because now we are with child. And also, you know, we tend to forgive, especially if there's children involved or whatever the case may be. So to move on, you know, he ended up controlling that, never doing that again. And as we hit about our third year, I was conceiving, and, you know, he would get mad and the same old act, only worse. He spit on me, spit in my face. He tried to hit me, and it just became just so much that I began to be paranoid, you know what I mean, and began to be scared of him, because I knew deep down, although his intentions may not have been to actually do these things to hurt me or to kill me, but because of his behaviors and the actions he chose to use towards me, made me feel like my life was in danger and that he could possibly kill me one day. And although he may not have looked at that picture that way, and after me and him had broke up, he actually had walked out of my children's life for about 11 years. He went fully just MIA. And then when he did come back into their lives, which he didn't come back financially or physical thing where they were staying all night with him, or, you know, he was really doing anything. He was just allowing them to just, you know, come around to speak and just say hi. But before that, there was an incident where 6th grade graduation, you know, I begged him to come child's 6th grade graduation, and he promised he was going to be there. And he did not come to the graduation, and I just, you know, sent him a text and told him that wasn't right. Instead of him apologizing to our child, he then gets so mad and threatened to blow my home up and to kill all of us in the home. And I said, you would say that about your children. And he said, I don't care, B. And that's just how he felt in that moment. And he also allowed his girlfriend to disrespect my children in the worst way, with making fun of them, calling them names, calling them dirty. And she even went as far as calling my children hoes and saying she hoped that they died. And when she said that, that triggered me the most. And one day I had seen her and her sister, and they act like they were going to pull up on me and my old best friend. And, you know, they would just ride past and keep playing games and jumping back in the car and riding off. So at this point, I'm really ticked. And I happened to see her sister at a bar one day, and her sister tried to mace me from inside of the car when she was driving by, but I had jumped back, and she ended up getting another guy in the eye. At this point, I knew to carry pepper spray, so I got me a real big can of pepper spray. And when I had seen her again, the first thing she did was reach for her mace. And at this time, I had my pepper spray, and we were in a parking lot of a bar, and we actually just start spraying each other, where things got real crucial that night. I end up getting a hold of her while we both was maced, and also losing my mind on her as well. And my brother was out there, and he kind of like let me make sure that nobody would break it up or jump in it all the way until I told him I was finished. And at that point, my eyes started burning real bad. My whole body started burning. It felt like I was on fire. I ended up rushing to the hospital after going crazy from all the pain from that mace. When I got in there, I just really couldn't see, and my body was just burning. And they ended up taking me a shower and washing my eyes out, where I suffered cuts in my eyes from that mace. And these behaviors with his girlfriend were getting so crucial that she would come in front of my house, them both, and try to fight me for no reason at all, just to pick fights. And when I had bought a new car, she actually poured toothpaste all over my car and just did childish things to where it just didn't make sense why she didn't respect me in the first place, because I've never ever said anything awful to this girl or made her feel the way to hate me. But because he was with this girl and she was just a lot of drama, she also didn't allow him to go around his children, which he had a personal choice in that. But he chose to listen to this woman and not go around his children because she wouldn't like it. And so when I would ask him for things, which I barely did when I was just struggling at my lowest, he wouldn't give me things. He would just say, you know, I had to put my pride aside. And I would tell him, ooh, no, that is gross, you know what I mean? And I just would never do it. And I would tell him, you ought to be ashamed of that, because you only taking care of the children of the mothers that you are dealing with at the time. And when you're done dealing with them, you don't want to deal with the children because the woman don't wants to deal with you. And because I wouldn't deal with him, he thought that it would hurt me for him not to provide for his children. And I would have to tell him, I can't fit their clothes, I can't fit their shoes, I can't fit anything of theirs. Whatever you do for them is what you do for them, and what you don't hurt me, it hurts your children. Because not even financially you need to be there, but you need to be there as a father to teach these young men things that I just could not teach them. But because he kind of was in a negative spot because of the breakup, it really prevented him from just being mature to want to be in his children's life. And so much that he became resentful for me. And when he just recently went to prison, of course, he after all these years, which has been over 11 years at this point, he began to apologize and admit the truth of why he wasn't coming around, which I already knew the reason. And, you know, I just told him from this point, just try to be a better person. And like he said, he apologized for everything that he did. And he also went in to say that when he come home, he really was going to try to be a better person and to be a better father. And I told him that's all it takes is a try. So, you know, I wish them the best. And I really do wish that they can make up their time and just, you know, become better and to have a better bond, because my children love their father and I know their father loved them too. And you know, like I said, he is a really great guy, but because, you know, we all got a dark side, and sometimes that dark side just never got healed, and it can make us become more aggressive. So that's why it's just always nice to be a nice person and to at least start with a try to become a better person. So I hope you guys were inspired. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day.